Yes, just up into there. We're not going to go too close to the bright areas. So, dark separator. You have to leave that little bit of darkness. Slide them out. Slide it. And slide it back. And then push it. Shoot it off in the distance out there. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did two gorgeous 16 by 20 inch canvases featuring blues and purples and crimsons with a far off rainstorm, a bit of full moon, and a cute, quaint little lighthouse off in the distance. I'm super excited to teach you this one. You're super excited to learn it. That's why you clicked on the link. So check the description down below. Make sure you get all the colors you need. Make sure you get your canvas nice and wet. Get ready to throw some paint on it. Let's do it just like this. Holy crap, you scared the crap out of me. Don't do that, guys. So, we're back again with another tutorial. This one's gonna be a double canvas tutorial within an hour, so don't worry, it's not gonna take too long. All we're doing here is getting our Bob Ross liquid clear onto the canvas, and then I had this thought, hey, we should do this as a tutorial, in which case I have to show you every single step of what we're doing, right? So, I'll show you as we clear the next one. You'll get to see it from start to finish, but this is about the thickness of the clear that we wanna have. So I understand if you already know how to do this part, and you've already cleared your canvas before many times, and you don't need this part of the tutorial, then feel free to skip forward. But before you do that, make sure you give me a like and a thumbs up and share this to your feed or wherever you can put it, and that'll just help us out. So, you're allowed. Go ahead, scroll forward, pick the things down there, zip. Now we're gonna come out here, for all of us that have never done it before, all we're gonna do is put our liquid clear on the canvas, and then just spread it. And then when you think you've spread it evenly enough, spread it again. All over the place, right? Every which way. That way we're ensuring that it's nice and evenly spread apart across the whole canvas, and there's not one area that's super thick and one area that's very thin because you put it all up here and you couldn't work it all the way across, right? Just like that. Now, I'll show you on our next canvas. We'll take this guy down out of the old Mead and easel, brand new one actually. You can get your Mead and easel and hold two canvases at one time. I don't know if you can actually see it. I don't know why we even do anything. Why do we do anything around here? But this easel holds two canvases, which is going to make it easy for us to flip back and forth in between the canvases. So, if you want to see the original video, you can actually, you'll probably end up seeing it in the members section of my YouTube channel eventually as we get closer towards downloading that and then uploading it to the, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You got this one right here. You don't need to see both canvases at once. We're going to put them up in the same thing anyway. It's going to be fun. So, taking our Bob Ross liquid clear, looks just like that, right? Everyone's got a nice old jar of this stuff. Now mine's very full, it's very brand new. I just got it the other day. And what I'm gonna do is dip in about 1/4 inch into the bristles. It drips like syrup, right? So what we're gonna do is just kind of very lightly drag it with a little more pressure as we go down. That way we don't dump it all in the same spot. And then from there you can literally start working it around every which where. And then we'll get back to the same thing that we were doing before, right? Which is what it looked like when we first turned it on. So again, if you scroll forward and you didn't scroll far enough and you just reached it to this point, make sure you give me a thumbs up and we can continue on and we'll see you once we get some color onto the canvas, right? So, but for everybody that doesn't know, if you've just scrolled to this point, make sure you give me a thumbs up on the video. The more thumbs ups we have, the more people are gonna see the video, which just helps me make a little bit more from the YouTube ads thing, and then I can buy more canvases and do more free videos. It's like an awesome little circle of free video life, right? Now I'm gonna try not to get any excess paint from the jar. I've actually already put the lid on the jar in order to force myself to use all of the paint that's on the canvas and then not put too much on. Boy, oh boy, your hand gets tired after a while. So you've got to work on your ambidextrousness. And maybe I can just look at you guys and then sneak a look over at the TV so I can see where my brush is. And then look back at you and go, see, look, I can do it without even looking. All creepily, like Chucky or something. I don't know. I don't know who I look like. Got the red hat on today. Remember, you guys can get your red hats in the Paint with Josh Etsy store. Oh, this arm's starting to hurt now. Which is paintwithjosh.etsy.com. You can head over there, grab your hats, grab your Paint with Josh shirts. I have brand new shirts that actually say, I painted with Josh on YouTube, which is directed towards you. You need that shirt because you're watching this video. You've got your paint stuff out. You need the I painted with Josh on YouTube shirt. It's a really cool shirt, if I do say so myself. So all we're doing here, getting the last little bit of our clear to stretch across the canvas. And then we got about 5 minutes before it's time to turn on the live cameras. So, didn't want to waste the time doing this over there, because we end up losing a lot of viewers. They don't want to see. They're like, oh, I'll end up coming back, and then they never come back. You know what I mean? That's what it's always like. You got to get people, you got to hook them in, and get them, and keep them there. So, until you're Paint with Josh, and then people will scroll ahead to find the section of the video that they want to find. Why am I so oily over here? All right, but initially, for all you younger artists and smaller channels, or you may not be younger, and you might be older, but you may have a smaller channel is what I mean. Remember, you got to hook them in fast. Get them in, and then make them comment. And if you can do that, your channel's going to grow, I'm telling you. Once you reach, and I hate even saying it, like my level, like I'm some, buddy to even look up to. Don't even look up to me, okay? I'm just here to teach people how to paint, right? And every so often I tell you guys, I tell you everything I do, but I don't think of myself as some great creator, art teacher, this, that, and the other thing. I have to use those hashtags online in order to reach an audience that I want to reach. But it's just me. You guys know me. I've been here for 4 years. We've been painting for about 4 years. And I never took a class. I taught myself how to paint during COVID lockdown, right? When nobody was doing anything. We were all sitting inside watching Netflix, getting fat, ordering DoorDash and stuff, right? And I taught myself how to paint, unknowingly changing my life for the better, which was crazy, just from picking up a hobby. And you guys can do the same thing. So for all you guys with the little channels that you want to get bigger, remember, hook them in right in the beginning. Don't let them go. Make yourself interesting right off the bat, and never let them leave, right? Until you reach Paint with Josh level. And then people will just scroll forward to whatever part of the video, right? And that's another thing for all you guys. We're going to take a little of our phthalo blue, and we're going to put it down in different areas. That's that side. Okay, we're going to do a redo of one we did earlier on TikTok, and Melanie hit me up, and she said, you know what? I really would have bought that, but I was asleep. And I was like, oh, no. Well, we'll redo one for you. A little bit of blue down here. You got far off a little bits of water. So, like I said, with the channels, the people out there with the YouTube channels that always watch me and try to copy me, I guess. It's a good thing to try to do, and imitation is the best form of flattery, as they say. But I'm trying to tell you, make people comment, right? Don't have your video take too long to get going. If your video takes too long to snag them in and get them interested, you're going to start losing viewers, right? People are going to start to scroll away. So hook them in when you can, and then make them comment. Do something wrong. That's what I did. I made a mistake on a video, and then I was like, oh, I don't even know if I should post this video. Like, I might not even post it because the mistake was, kind of predominant. You could really see that I had flicked the moon, and it was totally accidental. I didn't mean to do it. But boy, oh boy, like 10,000 people tried to call me out like I was trying to hide it, right? Like they were like, oh, he touched the moon. You're right, I did. And now I'm going to do it more and more and more and more often because you gave me the key to getting more people to see your video, which is making people comment. So if you got a little small YouTube channel or any kind of channel, TikTok, whatever, make them comment, man. Make them comment. That's the goal. Now, everybody here, give me a comment. Say, thank you, Josh, for telling us that. And then that'll help my video reach more people, and we'll be helping each other. It's going to be cool. All right, let's get ready to start the live stream. Come over here. We got to get this one ready to go real fast. You guys sit here and have me chit-chatting. You got me chit-chatting. Oh, that's a little bit smaller of a canvas there, eh? Hey there, buddy. That's all right. Oh, my goodness. Why has it always got to be hard? I only got one hand. Everything's backwards with your left hand. There we go. All right, hold that up there. Jeez Louise. I know this one's going to be a pain in the butt when we do the show. Okay. All right, now we're going to get this one ready with some blue and some crimson. So, like I said, make them comment, and then if that's our left side, this is our right side. Go in there. We're really going to have to hold this guy down. A little bit of bluey purpliness out in here. All right, then our ocean's going to come down, so we're going to have some blue down in there, about right in the middle. And then we're just going to let it rock and roll wherever it wants to grow. Maybe a bit of our crimson down in here, just to be a little different. Okay, then we'll be about ready. So, get your canvases covered, and then get your white paint out and get it ready to go Take a bit more crimson onto this guy. We have all sorts of different colors in our bluey water. I mean, wicked. Now remember, we got to do the whole canvas. You can't just do one little bit. You got to make sure every part is covered in some form of paint. Otherwise, it's going to be very bright when you go across it with your white paint. It's really going to be super bright. So here we go. It's 8 o'clock. Let's get the stream going. I think we're ready to go. As long as every part of the canvas has some form of color upon it, and we'll be ready. And also, while doing this, we're using so much pressure, it's also helping spread out our liquid clear medium, right? Very cool. All right, now we're going to switch back to the other canvas because this one is our left side one, which I like starting with. I like starting with the left side canvas first, especially if we're going to do a dual canvas like this one. So let's get her locked in, and now we'll start the show. Let's get the show ready to go. We got to get the show set up first. Jeez, Josh. Let's go over here. I know, a bunch of nonsense that you guys don't want to see. We're going to change. We're going to do that. We're going to do right there. That's the one. Perfect. Awesome. There we go. Flip us around this way. And now we'll be ready to go. Very cool. And go live. La da 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 da. Oh, that's a lot of thinner right there. Hey everybody, it's the Paint with Josh show. We're over here on the TikTok. I don't even know what platform we're on. We're over here on TikTok having a lot of fun tonight. We were just here about 2-3 hours ago, and we did 2 blue canvases side by side with very small little crashing waves. And the painting sold during the show. And then I had one of our normal buyers, Melanie, she messaged me. She said, oh, I would have bought that painting, but I was asleep. So she wants a redo. We're going to redo the exact same thing that we just did. So, and we're going to be filming a tutorial for it simultaneously on YouTube right now. It's not live right now. I'm filming it, and then we'll release it on YouTube later. So, same blue Seascape, a little bit of rain. I actually have it sitting right over here to look at off screen for once. For once. Okay, let's see if we remember how we did it last time. That's the key. It's all the steps. All the steps that go into, how did I do that painting again? Oh, okay, this is what we did. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of our white. You guys are gonna tell me where you watch it from. What's your favorite sandwich? And take a little bit of white because we don't have much left in the old paint box. I'm actually running out of white. It's a serious problem. We're running out of white paint here. So a little bit of white out here, and let's just say we made like a little X shape, right? Just a little bit of paint, a little bit of an X shape out there in the sky. That's all you need, little thing. And then based off of how much we're going to spin our brush and the amount of pressure, we're gonna have it look a little bit different, right? We don't want it to really look like exactly like an X, and it doesn't have to look exactly like a cloud or anything, but just a little bit like that. Right now, let's set our big old palette down. Let's come over here. We're gonna grab a little filbert brush, and the filbert brush is just a little, it's a cute little brush actually. It sort of looks like a little makeup brush to me, but we're gonna put the paint on the one side, not on the other side, just the one side, not that side, just that side, not that side, that side. And we're gonna come up here. We're gonna plop it down right in the center of our bright area, and then we're gonna spin. I like spinning to the left. It's easier for my fingers to rotate around and spin to the left. And we're gonna do it a couple times so it blends in, trying to keep the brush in the center, and that way you don't have this wonky looking moon out there. You got a nice big old crazy moon emitting all of this light out into the distance, right? Very cool, very simply done in just like 3 seconds. Paint a little bit of light and a little bit of moon right out there in the night sky. In the night sky like shooting stars. Right? No? Nobody? That's fine. No big deal. Okay, we're gonna come in here like this. Same brush, just added a little bit extra paint. And we can even start with that bluey side, right? We'll come up here like this. We've got all this color and all this paint underneath the canvas, right? guys can even see it in the thing. It's got blue, it's got crimson. It's not just a pure black canvas. And that way, we can go back with just that white paint and create the most gorgeous little things. You guys, look at that. Just based off our pressure, how much are we pushing? How hard are we dragging the color outwards? Up to us, what we do, right? You can even take it down here. And the more and more and more and more and more you mix it, the darker it'll become with that undercolor back there. Very cool. Now you gotta have a light area and you gotta have a dark area for your clouds. And without even adding any extra bit, because we only use this one side, look at the difference. We're gonna come back with our next side into the next bit of darkness, right? You have this crazy little nuts little thing. It doesn't have to be too big though. I don't want this little guy to be too massive, right? And even though we're using two canvases, remember we're using this one and this one side by side. They're gonna be wicked. They're gonna connect, gonna interact. It's gonna be awesome. There we go. All based on our pressure, guys. How dark do you want your cloud? The more pressure, right? How much do you want to move it? How much color do you want to drag down and get all crazy like that, right? All up to us. What do you want to do? Yours gonna look a little bit different than mine, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Right? I bet you we can get a little bit more use out of this brush. Just a little more. We're going to reload it with white on both sides. And let's say we came from a different angle like this, just up into there. We're not going to go too close to the bright areas. And we want to put more paint onto this cloud than we do the other clouds because this one's going to be a bit brighter. So if we add more paint and then we use, is it less pressure or is it more pressure, guys? What do you think? If we were going to try to keep the paint brighter, right? Will we use less pressure or will we use more pressure if we were starting to mix it down, right? And remember, there's dark colors underneath it. So what would you say? Would you say, perhaps if I were to use lighter pressure, maybe the white wouldn't interact as much with the colors underneath, in which case, keeping them much brighter, right? Wouldn't you say that? Les, Lindsay, Michelle, thank you for commenting. Tracy says less. Amy Marie says less. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I'm going to try to keep popping back and forth to read the comments. I like using my quote-unquote back camera, as they say, versus the front camera. I don't like that. It makes me sit and look at the thing, and I try to read your guys' comments before instead of painting. So that's not what we're going to do. Plus, we're trying to film a tutorial right now for my YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/paintwithjosh and make sure you subscribe so you can watch this all edited and chopped up and zoomed in up close, and every time we come up here it zooms, right? You can watch it on my YouTube channel. In a couple weeks it'll be out. So get over there and subscribe now. I've got more than 1,000 videos for you to watch over there on YouTube. Gonna be wicked. All right, let's see. Maybe I can get just a touch, just a little bit more color out there. And then I'm gonna decide with my eyes and go, okay, it looks good. Or maybe I can blend it and blend it and blend it and blend it and get darker and darker and darker, right? You never know what's gonna happen. Now, let's get the smallest amount of white paint on the brush. We don't need a whole lot, we just need a little bit. And why not, off in the distance, somewhere back there, right? I want to leave a little disconnect of color, actually. So why don't we just pull down, pull off this little storm way out there, just by putting a little bit of paint, right? You can pull it down as far as you want, but don't put too much paint on there, because then it's going to be too bright. Now, what would you guys think? Do you think we would do a hard amount of pressure or a light amount of pressure? Again, trying to decide what we do, right? This is just about medium, actually. So for those of you saying both or medium or either or, right? Y'all got to decide. I about threw the brush out of my hand. You see that? You have to decide what it looks like. And then I'm going to come in, just tap a little bit just to soften where it comes out and leave that little dark, what do we call that, guys? All the normal followers know. If you're a new follower, you might not know, which is perfectly fine, right? But if we're using the same color white and just letting it interact with all the colors here, we have to leave little separations, right? We call them, what do we call them, guys, in the comments? Somebody tell me. Somebody say it to all the fans watching. Dark separator, that's right. Everybody go follow TK Designs, right? So, dark separator, you have to leave that little bit of darkness in there, but otherwise it's all white on white on white on white on white. There's no definition or depth or anything. Very cool. Now, what do the rest of the clouds look like? Is the other question. It's about time that we switch over. This is going to be where our water comes in, right about there. So while we're on this canvas, let's just do real quick. We're just going to sketch in just a bit of water. We're going to have these real small little waves in this one, so there's nothing too crazy. And what did we leave? A little teeny tiny. Yeah, you guys got it. All right. I'm sure you're saying it out loud at home. Like, dark separator, Josh. I'm saying it. It's a dark separator. No. Yeah, no, you guys are correct. You're correct. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to just sketch it. We're not going to do this whole canvas first. We're going to kind of intermix between the two. I got to finish the sky on this next one before we move down, right? But I want to sort of come in, and let's just get a smaller brush firstly, because when I like to quote-unquote sketch, right, this is how I sketch. I don't sketch out onto the canvas with a pen or anything, but I can come in here with a little bit of white. That's actually probably too much. A little bit of white onto the brush, and we can start to decide what our little bit is going to look like, right? A little bit of paint, nothing too crazy, and then we can start to go, okay, let's fill it in a little bit back there. We don't even have to do all the details right now, right? Mainly pulling to the side though. Don't have to do much. We're going to come back in here, and in between our dark separator, going to add a little bit of light, slide back our wave. Nothing too crazy. And again, we're going to go over it with a bigger brush anyway, so it doesn't even matter what it looks like. Doesn't even matter. Now, my next little sketched in little wave is going to be beneath that guy. So, say we're coming down like this. Yeah, I like that. Come down like that. Come off to the side, over there. And look very cool. And then again, we're going to be sliding back color, making these little baby waves as they start going back. They're coming into the shore. It's going to be really neat looking. Take that guy, come down a little bit from the peak. And then our next guy is going to be like this weird, like jagged little, crazy little wave as it's coming onto our shore. Going to be wicked cool. Now, we can come over here with our next guy, right? And we're going to pull him over just a little bit. And that way we're going to be able to see the vision coming together, okay? So let's just take a look at the vision here. A little bit of that. Take this guy, put him up here. I know, I tend to get in the way, guys. There we go. A little bit like that. Just in there, just enough so I can sketch just a bit. There we go. Okay, now, they become very sketchy, right? It's like an open book almost. It wants to slide, so we gotta be very careful. I'm actually gonna hold it up here. But just to say, there was another little wave. It came out like that, right? Came down, maybe it started to change its angle. Go down that way, who knows? Little thing, right? Then we can go back and build onto this guy. Came down here, up, maybe different angle, maybe off to that side again. And then our whole little bit, this is all gonna be water off of our thing, unless we change it and bring some up here. But either way, that's all gonna be the water of our little thing getting sucked up into things. It's gonna be awesome, wicked awesome. So let's see, our clouds, we're gonna start up there, right? All we're doing is sort of laying everything out. There's really no color transfer to the next bit, even though we could, with just a little brush, take a little bit of it, see if we can light up just a little touch. That's good, perfect, right? There's a little bit of transitional of color from over there to over there. Got our bit, we're gonna have our further away horizon, off in the distance, way back there, and then we'll have that whole bit of ocean to play with, all these different colors, different little areas that we can light up, and just like that, it's gonna be really cool. Now, let's take this guy, actually let's take the other guy down, right? I don't know which one's more secure in there. And if I move one, maybe the other one goes falling. It goes free falling, there we go. This easel is actually really cool. If you're not on screen trying to do this in front of thousands of people, it's a lot easier to work with, you know, if you're not trying to show every single step of everything you're doing. So, there we go. Wicked. Pop that guy up over there. Bring this guy to scooch. A little scooty scooch. Come over here. Lock it back down, right? Boom. Now we got our very cool little thing. So, let's decide. We're going to sort of create the tip of our clouds up here, right? So let's come in a little bit under that because we know our color is going to want to grow upwards. And then we'll just decide how much craziness you want to allow onto your canvas as it goes down. All right, and then of course we're going to have something above that as well. We need to have some sort, actually it needs to come up a little bit higher, right? Nothing too crazy though. Don't have to go too nuts. Going to go back to the same brush. We've only used 4 brushes so far for this whole thing. And come over here, we're going to go very lightly, just so light. We're going to thank Melanie for purchasing these 2 paintings during my 50% off Labor Day sale. 50 off what am I thinking, right? Which basically means she bought one and got the other one for free. That's basically what it is. All right, we're gonna come down, start to mix, and then it's gonna blend in with our next little bit of cloud bottom that's underneath. And again, I'll show you just real fast along the side. Right there. That's gonna be really cool, guys. That dark underside of the cloud, all the top is gonna be high lit. We'll put a little bit more white up there just in case the moon got a little crazy. Just a little crazy, and it threw out a little bit more light than normal. All right, a couple little brighter areas, maybe a little pop of touch, a little color in there. A little bit lighter on our pressure. Very cool. All right, gives us more little details and stuff. Very simply, it's all just blending in with those colors underneath. So we'll come back again. Let's decide. We got this other little cloud. It's out in the distance. This guy was coming in this way, so maybe if we work him a little bit outwards and then back, maybe we can make it look like he goes behind this cloud. We should have done him first probably, but that's okay. So we're gonna come up here, start to work him out. Coming out there, right? Now, as we come with that same corner that's got all the darkness on the brush, back down to this side, there's gonna be less paint on it automatically, right? We don't want it to, it's going to look right now like it's the same part of the same cloud, right? Like that cloud has all of a sudden gone up into this area, which is not going to be the case. We're going to work this guy down a little bit more, a little bit more, bringing his color down, letting it mix in with those blues and different colors. And then we come in with just, oh look, there happens to be a little bit of white right onto this guy, brighten up his little edges, his little buddies, and that way it's going to stand out a little bit closer than the cloud behind it. Again, with less pressure, less pressure, less amount of times, right? Now it looks like you got that cloud back there, got a cloud up here. Looking very neat, guys, very neat. Now, let's come back. We'll go back to that smaller brush, my little sketch brush, I guess we'll call it, which is just it's the GAC Doctor size 6, a little teeny tiny one. But each manufacturer has a different sizing number, I guess, you know what I mean? That some are that are a size 6, like the Bob Ross size 6 is twice this size, you know what I mean? So it all depends on the manufacturer. Now, just like that, let's come over here, maybe get a little bit of extra light under here because we had our moonlight in the moonlight, and we're gonna slide it over. Now, these guys, I'm gonna start to add a few little bits, right? We're gonna start taking it back, nothing too crazy, little differences, different things. And again, it's all gonna change and slide around as we move. Take these guys, start sliding them back. These guys go over at a different angle, right? A different angle as the water's coming in, and then let those colors blend with each other as they go. Now, out here in the distance, if we had another little guy out there, maybe come down, right? All depends what you want to let it do, right? Let your other colors slide up underneath that dark area. Put it back like that, right? Maybe this guy comes down over there. All these little things, just different angles, and we're starting and we're pulling from different places, and we're sliding out in different ways and different says, right? Different ways and different says. Take that guy, maybe he's out there. Sliding these guys, maybe they came up actually, a little bit higher. There we go, have them crisscross like that. Takes away that point. Takes away that point of darkness. Right? He came down, flowed off to the side, and then he's got his own deal. They're going back in the same direction, but you don't have to highlight everything, right? Not every single piece is going to be lit for us. Not all going to be lit. There we go. Little things, little bits, little particles of light, very lightly blending them in until it's just right for your own eyeballs, right? Once it's just right for your own eyeballs, then you stop. There we go, guys. That's a cool little thing. Need a little bit more roundness to it, though. There we go. A little bit of brightness, dragging it off. Right from the peak. Very cool little thing. Drag this guy down. All depends on what we want it to look like, right? Little bits of water as they come in to the shore. Very cool. Now we'll go back. Let's get a little bit bigger brush this time. We can do it a little faster on a bigger brush. A little bit quicker on the bigger brush, right? Now we may have to go back and plop in. We got our thing over there. We can do that. We can do this. We're pretty much, I mean, it's all the same. We're just gonna have to line up the lines. It's all pretty much the same thing. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna slide it in right up to the top, all the way. Just a little at first, right? And then you get the full go. Full amount of paint on the brush, slide it in like that, up to there. Maybe take this guy, we got a little bit more detail. Come off his peak over here. All depends on how we're pulling, right? All of these are going to the side. You can't make these go all these crazy different directions. So we'll slide them out. All the way towards our little next bit of water, and you get these really choppy little waves out there. Bring that guy up here. Bring him down like that. Little things in different directions. The water is never just this perfect thing, right? You get all these little crazy bits that go everywhere. Just all over the place. Bang, fill it in like that. I really like that. Now, the bit at the bottom is our last piece of wave in this instance, so we might as well finish this guy. And all we're doing is just pulling up a little bit, using the whole bit of the brush, sliding it up to that last dark separator, right? That's it. You get your little waves that are about to come crash in. There's no sand on the right side of this painting. The only bit of sand is way over on the left side. Now, let's come back, since we're pretty much done with this side, beyond the stars and everything. I mean, we could do the stars right now too. But very lightly, we're gonna come and swipe at it. And we're not gonna get rid of all the differences, all the little bits, right? Those little pieces. And it might actually look really cool if we add that little dark separator right back in there. Right? That little darkness. And then you go back and you start flicking the light back across the dark. Wrong brush. Wrong brush. That one had dark on it. There we go. Flipping the light back across the dark to where it looks like it's just dragging up just like it is with the rest. Very cool. Making it a little softer, a little bit more, and one more little piece of depth and distance way back there in the water, right? Very neat looking, actually, if you ask me. Again, I'm sort of biased, but if you ask me, I would say, hey, that looks really cool. Just like that. It's much different than we normally do, right? Tired of all the comments. Josh can't do anything besides the same way, blah, 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 blah. It's just the ones I like to paint. But we'll do something different. Show you, all you naysayers. Just like that. Sliding it out, going every which way, softening these guys. And then we'll go throw in our stars, because we're going to be pretty much done with this part of the canvas, just like that. Very cool. So in the meantime, you guys are going to tell me where you're watching from, what your favorite sandwich is, and where is the place you go to get your favorite sandwich, right? That's what I want to know. Where do you go? You go to Subway, you go to Jimmy John's, you go to Jersey Mike's? Where are you off to? When we talk about sandwiches, where are you running off to get your sandwich? That's my question. A little bit of starlight out in the sky, and we're going to rotate these guys again. Up here, down there, over here. Look at that. That was actually a seamless rotation, guys. Seamless. Okay, perfect. You know what's crazy about the other scene that we did too? You can almost put them on the opposite way and they still match up. It's kind of weird. The clouds and the water and everything matches up. So, a couple little waves, feeding themselves in. Now we're going to come back with our white paint again, because all the white is going to interact with all these other colors. Right? And all we're going to try to do is leave certain areas dark. That's really it. This is going to be more the focal point of the painting. It's got the moon, it's got the rainstorm, it's got the sand, it's got everything. The other side is just a little extension, right? It's going to end up having a little lighthouse on it, which is going to make you look twice at it over there, right? So we're going to come over here, over there, just very lightly getting that white paint. Not trying to get it so bright right off the bat, right? Just little bits, little bits, little bits. Little bits. Take a little. Hello, what was that noise? What was that noise? What do we sell? These paintings aren't for sale. What do we sell? Hey, what's that? We get like some posters or something? Oh shoot, I just got paint on my case somewhere. I swear there is. Hey, wicked! I have that triple portal painting. I have that poster downstairs, and it looks amazing. Amazing. I went to Michael's and I got a frame for that triple portal poster that I just bought, and I showed it to you guys a few times, and it turned out fantastic. I swear I'm not holding that the way, like I wasn't trying to hold it like that, but it just happens to be perfect. Can you guys read that? I'm outdoorsy in like that I like drinking on patios. Okay. Very cool. Take the rest of this little guy, sort of flatten it out. There we go. Pulling from different angles, sliding it out over there. Slide it in up here, slide it out down there, over there, and over there. Bingo, bango. Thank you for your purchase, though. I very much appreciate you. And it helps me keep the lights on. It helps me keep streaming to you guys. And, you know, helps us eat. I'm totally serious. Totally serious. So, I do this for a living. There is no other way except the professional way. You got to go all in, right? Sacrifice everything. Be an influencer, they said. Sacrifice everything, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Let me tell you, it's not, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. But it depends on what you sacrifice, I guess. There we go. Look at this, you guys. That is just amazing. Just fill it up, taking it up to that little bit, changing its rotation every so often. Oh, look at those little things. They're so cool. Oh, that's cool. Over here. Looking at this over here. We're going to have to change these angles over. We're going to rotate more up, like they're going out away from us, right? There we go. That's much better. Going out, going away. Sometimes you doing like that. Pulling them from both directions. Ooh, yeah, baby. See, it's all about the angles, guys. All about the angles. Slide it in, slide it back. Bam, 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 bam. Slide it over. Come down here. We don't want to go too crazy with the colors. Just little baby waves, right? Nothing too nuts. Ah, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Okay, now let's come in and put our little bit of sand. This is when we like to ask a little question. What is the tiny amount of space between the quote-unquote water and our next bit of sand that's coming down? What's that little amount of space? Do you know it? And in which case, we're going to take the white paint and we're going to put it at that little amount of space all the way down off the canvas, right? Keeping our little what, right? What's the amount of space first, and then what have we kept in there? Let's see. I see the dark separator, but I didn't see the amount of space. Anybody know? I'll tell you, and then we'll pin Blah Panda because we're doing a recreation of Blah Panda's painting that we just did, that she just got, right? Because Melanie hit me up and said, I was asleep during that live. I was taking a nap, and I really would have got that painting. And can you redo it, you know, very close to being similar? And I was like, yes, actually, I can. I would love to redo it again for you. So thank you to Blah Panda for the lighthouse edition, by the way, which we're going to be adding to this guy in just a few minutes. Now, we had about a 1/4 inch. We took our white. We pulled it all the way down. Now, you guys have to tell me the question. I'm asking you, specifically the person watching on YouTube, in your kitchen or living room or wherever you're painting right now. How much pressure do I need to push down, right? I'm telling you we need to do 3 things. We have to pull down. We've got to pull one way or the other. Those are the other 2, right? So, when we pull down, how much pressure do we have to use? A little bit of pressure or a lot of pressure? Wilma says hard. Ooh, girl. Wanda says a lot. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else wants to comment? We'll get your name out there. Drip, drip, drip says lots. Sony says soft. A little says, what was that? Capricorn. That guy says a lot. Creasy Breezy or Kyreezy Breezy. I'm very bad with names. They said a little. So I'm going to show you guys both ways, right? Let's say, and everybody who answered a little, everyone who answered a lot, you don't have to say anything. The people that answered a little bit, tell me if you would leave your sand looking just like this, with the same amount of little pressure as we pull down and the same amount of little pressure as we pull across, right? Would you leave your sand looking like that and walk away? No judgment, no anything. It's totally fine. If you would, that's perfect. That's awesome. I love it. There's no freaking way that we did these paintings in 30 minutes. What time did we start? There's no way we did these in 30 minutes. Both these paintings, there's not a single way. So Mama T says no. Let's see. Okay, 39 minutes I've been filming, so there's definitely not... Well, actually, it could be 30 minutes, guys. Holy cow. Right, so Amy Kate says, I would leave it. Okay, that's cool. That's totally up to you. Right, let's see. Lake and Danielle says no, right? So let's try a different way. Let's try lots of pressure. Right, we pull down with a lot of pressure. I'm trying to pull it down and get it on my easel. I'll get it on the handle. Oh, get on the handle down here. Don't even care. Come down like that. Pull it hard, right? Now, you can be honest with me. Tell me now, does that look like wet sand? Just answer yes or no. Or if it doesn't, tell me what it looks like. Does it look like, I don't know, a wall, like an ice wall? Does it look like a ridge? Does it look like the Aurora Borealis just turned upside down? Does it look like a waterfall? Does it look like the rainstorm coming down from back there? It's sort of similar, right? Let's see. Wanda says a waterfall. Lil Koo says a waterfall. Matthew says a lot of people say it looks like a waterfall. A wall waterfall. That's kind of cool too, right? Okay, so here's the second part of the questions. Now, do we pull it away from the wave first, or do we push it towards the wave first and then away after? You have to do both, right? Can't just get away with doing one. I've tried many times. Can't get away with it. So do we pull away from the wave first, or do we push towards the wave? Away, towards. Away, towards. Hit them in the comments. What do we got in the comments, guys? Away from the wave first or towards the wave? We got, that guy says away. Kiki Baby says circle. I don't know why. Wanda G says away. Amber Campbell says away. Steven says towards. Brianna says towards. Momo Way says towards. Angie says towards. Archery Girl says away. Amber Hall says away. Willow Skylar says towards. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys both, obviously, right? Actually, I'm not. We're gonna use our brains, okay? Let's just imagine we've been talking this whole time in both of these paintings. Again, there's two paintings that go together, right? I'm not just trying to copy one. Both of these go side by side together. So, in all of the double paintings that we painted tonight, we've talked about the dark separator, right? Always with the dark separator. A bit of darkness in between our color here. A bit of darkness in between our two clouds here. A tiny little bit of darkness in between our rain and our cloud there. A darkness in between the rain and the ocean. Dark separators all throughout the whole thing, right? It's a very big deal, dark separators for Josh, okay? Now, imagine if we were going to push towards the wave first, don't you think our dark separators would instantly touch and become the same color? Since we're just using the same color anyway, we're not going to add any color to the brush. Don't you think by pushing towards the wave, we're instantly going to get rid of that dark separator and there'll be no way to get it back, right? So let's instead pull away from the wave first, right, as we slide back this way. And that way we've retained our dark separator. Sometimes it got a little bit bigger. Maybe in some areas it got a little bit smaller because we were a little overzealous with our brush, right? No big deal. All we got to do, right now, doesn't it look more like wet sand now than it did before? Once you take all those horizontal streaks and turn them into, I'm an idiot. Once you take all those vertical streaks and turn them into horizontal streaks, doesn't it look more like sand? Anybody agree with me? Let's see. That was so cool. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. And Melanie's going to need a name for this painting, guys. So help her come up with a name. It's a dual painting, whether or not that has anything to do with your title or whatever. All right, now we're going to do the last part, which is taking our sand and sliding it back to that dark separator, right? We don't want the colors to touch. And this is when your water will move all on its own and become a new shape as you slide it and slide it back and back and back, and watch it change and watch it move and slide and slide and slide, and then poof, all of a sudden it looks like our water is now sat up and just rolling across the sand back and forth. So cool, guys. So cool. So Melanie needs a name for this painting. I'm pretty sure we're done. I'm almost sure. I'm almost positive that we're done. We need to put some stars onto which one of them? This one. It doesn't have stars yet. And this one we need a lighthouse for. So we're not done yet. But at least with this part of the canvas, we're going to be done. Now we'll take this guy. We'll go sign it down here in the bottom left corner. It's Josh's favorite place to sign. Don't ask why. Just put it down there. All right, we could do it where it doesn't look like a 2-year-old did it. That would be cool. Perfect. If we could sign and it doesn't look like a 2-year-old, that would be awesome. All about the amount of paint, pressure, and practice, even on the little liner brush, even signing your name. You've got to practice. Otherwise, it will never look the same all the time. It'll constantly look different. And then how are we going to know it's yours, right? So, let's put our little bit of stars in. You guys are going to help Melanie come up with a name. for the painting. And she's very good about giving shout outs too, because if you name the painting, she'll be like, okay, I want to name it this, and thank you to, pick a name, put it out there. Whoever, thank you to whoever for helping me come up with this name. She's very good about sharing the spotlight. Very good about it. All right, don't want to put anything way back there because it's very dark underneath our storm. And I think, yeah, we're just about done with this canvas, guys. Just about done. I will go sign the birds on at the end, so everybody who's screaming for the birds, just chill out. Chill out. We'll go sign them. I'm gonna make this guy a little softer. This little difference right here is the whole thing for me. The little softness that the 1-inch brush gives you versus the fan brush, right? That fan brush leaves a little bit of line, and that 1-inch brush just softens it down to like velvety smooth. Hey, thank you for that gift. I don't even know what it was. Oh, it was like a little crown. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I had to just lurch back and see what was going on back there. Whoa, what's going on now? What did we get? Applause. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Very cool. So let's take this canvas down, and then we're going to put the other one back up, finish the lighthouse in just a few seconds, and call it good. Take that guy, and then we'll back the camera up so you guys on TikTok will be able to see both of them side by side. It'll be really cool. Really, really cool. All right, now, with our little bit of lighthouse, I'm going to come back in with my little sketch fan brush, right? Like it's just a little smaller so I don't put too much paint on the canvas, I guess. A little sketcher, right? Not sponsored by Skechers, I swear. Now we're going to come in here. I wish, please. Please, right? It's actually a little, make that a little bit softer in there. There we go. The more you go over it, the softer it all gets. Taking away those brush strokes, going in the same angles, swiping it here, softening it there. That. Pretty sure those are gunshots. That's 4 so far. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's at least, it can't be gunshot. That's like 27 shots. You know, you don't have a, that's too many rounds. Bailey, did you hear that? That sounded like gunshots, right? I swear I live in a good neighborhood. I swear. That sounded like a lot. Okay, don't look out your window, B. Just stay away from the windows, okay? There's more. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that on the screen? That's insane. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like pistol fire the way that it's spaced apart. But unless you got like one of those big rolled drums of rounds, you would run out of, in your magazine, you would run out. Stay down. I'm doing. Dude, I've got to call the police. Like, we've got to call the police. Bailey, give me your phone. Give me your phone. We're going to call the police live on TikTok right now. This is ridiculous. That's at least 50, 60 shots. At least. Do you guys hear that? Dude, fireworks for the holiday. What fireworks sounds like that? I don't know. I'm all about, having fun, fireworks, all that stuff. But that didn't sound like no fireworks to me. That's all I'm saying. It sounded like way too many. Way too many. So, we're going to try to focus and finish doing this painting real fast. And then we're going to get away from the windows. Okay, we're going to come back over here. Hi, we're back. I swear I live in a good neighborhood. I don't know what's going on outside, and I don't really want to look out the window. Just out of my own fear. Take our little bit of land where our lighthouse is going to live, way out there, way off in the distance. And come in a little bit of dark underneath it. Here we go. Just so we got that little bit of shadowing out there, right? Can't tell where the waves are, where the water comes in and hits until you come back with a little water line way out there. All right, and then what we'll do, drag it in. Then you go back and you make it nice and soft. There it goes again. Telling you. Okay, that sounded like a firework because it was like, but it's not like they're just, it sounds like, whoever they're mad at, they're really mad at. I don't know, but they're PO'd over there. Whoever that is. I'm glad you guys can hear that and I'm not losing my mind. I'm unsure whether or not it's fireworks. I doubt it. I doubt it being fireworks, but we're just gonna roll with fireworks for right now since I really can't stop what I'm doing and go outside and pop my head outside. Not like I'm brave enough to do that anyway. I'm gonna stay in here and stay safe for all of you, so I'll be on your screen again, right? Thinking like an influencer. That's funny. Okay, we're gonna come up a little bit into our cloud with the dark and go down and push a little bit harder as you go down, right? The more you go down, harder we push. So we're gonna take it up there again, a little bit, and a little harder as you go. Now we're gonna come back with a very, very, very small amount of white just on the tip of the bristles, and we're just gonna touch it on the one side. Just on the side where our moon is over here. Our moon's over here off screen, remember. So we're touching it there, and then very lightly, and dab over it, keeping the light on the one side, dark on the other. You have to have both. Can't have one or the other. You gotta have both. Calm before the storm. Shout out to Amber, I think that said. Let's see. Hang on. Amber Campbell. Amber Campbell gets the shout out today for naming it Calm Before the Storm. I dig that. All right, now, we, my friends, are going to come up here with a little bit of white paint, and we're going to let it come up here and make a little circle with our palette knife like that, or a little square, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you done want to call it, okay? Now, we're going to take our brush with just a corner, like a couple little bristles off the back of it, just as small as we can possibly can. And we're just gonna blend it up just a little bit so it creates like this little aura out there, right? A little bit, so soft. Oh God, don't do too much. Don't do too much, okay? Now we're gonna take a little bit more of the paint on the long side of the knife, but not a whole chunk. Not like we're making a mountain, not like we're doing anything, right? I'm gonna show you. I just wiped it off. That's the amount that came off. So what I did was I came in, boop, as soon as I touched it, I pulled away. So there's this teeniest amount. We're gonna touch it out here, touch, push, slide it out to the side, right? Gorgeous, guys. It might actually look freaking wicked neat if we did it off that side too, just a little bit, like a little, almost like a bink. Oh, dudes, I was taking a shot. I was taking a shot in the dark. That looks freaking really cool. Again, we could blend it away if we didn't like it, but it kind of looks neat to me. Always gonna try something new, right? Watch this. Literally blend it away till it's gone by rubbing our finger, letting it blend in with those other colors around it. We're gonna end up making it a little bit more soft anyway, so it didn't really matter what you did, but very cool. Now, here's a little trick I found. We obviously don't want to, we need to soften our bit of light going off into the distance, but we don't want to touch that too many times. The more you touch it, the darker it's gonna get, right? So let's take our little fan brush, doesn't have any paint on it, just like that, right? We'll come out here, we're gonna touch, kind of make it easy for you guys to see. I'm gonna cover over our lighthouse area, right? We'll cover over the light, using the same brush. We're gonna make it softer and pull it out like this, right? And that way it stays very bright out there, and then you can take the littlest bit of light and connect a little piece. It's very bright up at the tip of our lighthouse, and the further it goes away, the darker it gets. And then we can be the judge How bright do you want to let it get? Up to us, man. Up to us, brah. So again, we'll go cover it. Just like that. And then push it. Shoot it off in the distance out there. A little bit of softness, a little bit of blurriness around it. There's like a little aura. Who knows? There's stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I like it. It's very cool. Now we're going to come back with the black. A little bit of just straight up black on the brush. And I'm going to make a little point this way. And then a little point that way. That's going to be the edge of our roof. Pull it off. A little bit down over here. Very neat. There's the shot again. So, come back a little bit of white just to brighten it up. A little touch on the top. A little touch onto this side. A little drag. Right? And our little line going either which way. A little house. And then we can even pop in a little light or two little lights on this guy. A little bit of color. Ooh, that's too much. That's too much brightness. So let's wipe that off. And let's work it in until it's a right amount of bright, right? Just keep working at it until it starts to soften itself down. Very cool little thing right there, guys. You know what? It can even look nicer if we took a bit. I didn't even think about that. Take a bit like that. Just sort of a little bit more light. Like the lighthouse is projecting a bit more light out there. Kind of cool. Kind of neat. Okay, now we're going to put them up. Yeah, we go this way. I was telling you, I was hanging up Blah Panda. I was telling everybody I was hanging up your paintings that are sitting right over here off screen, over on that side. And I noticed that you can actually take the one that's on the right and put it on the left, and put the one on the left on the right, and they still sort of line up with the clouds and everything. It's really kind of cool. Really kind of neat. Didn't plan it like that, because you guys know we don't plan anything around here. We just do stuff. Plan stuff, just go for it. Just go for it, man. Take that out there. A little bit up underneath. Oh, you guys, that's so pretty. So pretty. Bring it out just a little touch. Woo, Nelly, don't move. This is the dangerous part. There we go. Very cool. Look at that. Now, I'm going to come back and sort of adjust, right? We'll take this guy, pull a little bit over to here, so we get that same color mix, right? Come back in. A little bit of lineage. Our dark separators in there, right? Got the whole thing. Everything lines up just beautifully. And if it doesn't, then you go back and you adjust it. Just like that. Man, that's fire. Now this guy, we were doing this, we need to do the same thing over here. Just to make it look like it's going from this front area, you know what I mean? And out towards the wave that way. Perfect. Perfection. Perfection. All about how we pull these little swipes of water and which direction that they're going, right? And then our light and our dark areas. Looks very cool. Well, that's a wicked cool painting within 48 minutes, guys, if you ask me. Far away water is getting closer and closer as it gets over here. Ooh. Very neat. Very neat. That little storm off in the distance. Very cool. So, like I said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Oh, we got to finish your tutorial. Hang on. So, guys, this one turned out fantastic. I cannot wait to see your two versions of this painting, these paintings. And send them to me on Facebook.com/paintwithjosh. And until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. Pow. This is not the last take. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did two 16 by 20 inch gorgeous blue and purple little seascapes that end up making one ginormous scene. You're obviously super excited about painting this one. That's why you clicked on the link. You want... Maybe it's the red hat. Maybe it's the red hat. Maybe we'll get it better. We'll do better. Do better with the green, okay? Let's do better with the green. Okay, last time. Here we go. Hi, welcome back to paint. No, I gotta have the red on. I did the whole painting with the red. I gotta have the red on. Didn't change it throughout. It's not the hat. It's not the hat. It's not the hat. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did two 16 by 20 inch gorgeous blue and purple paintings with little crashing waves. far off little thunderstorm, full moon, and a lighthouse. Man, I must be crazy. And we did it in less than 40 minutes. That's why you... Last time. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did a gorgeous 16 by 20 inch scene that turned out being 2 scenes. And I don't know why I said 1 scene when it's 2 scenes. And okay. Stand up straight. I saw there was like this this thing where if you do these exercises, first you go like this, right? And you do it like 25 times. It's supposed to like make you stand up straighter, and then you go like this. And it's true, it does. It makes you stand up straight like a soldier. Like, welcome to the Paint with Josh show. Today we are going to paint some waves and some small crashing stuff with some... I can't even keep a straight face doing it. Okay, last one. No more takes. 1 take only. Here it comes. Paint with Josh. I got a horn sticking out the top of the hat. It's okay, a little bit of... We'll just hide it. We'll just snip that sucker off. And here we go now. Let's do it. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did a gorgeous 16 by 20 inch scene that ended up doing 2... Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did a gorgeous... Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did 2 gorgeous 16 by 20 inch canvases that ended up making 1 ginormous scene with a far-off thunderstorm, full moon in the sky, and even a cute, quaint little lighthouse off in the corner. You're obviously excited about painting this painting. That's why you clicked on the link. So, check the description down below. Make sure you get all the colors you need. I don't even know why. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did a Hi, welcome back to... me paint with Josh. Me get angry when me can't do take. Me growl at you. Okay, here we go. Dang it. It's not that hard. I do this all the time. You're a professional. Nail the take. Look at the camera. Say what you want to say. Don't look anywhere else. Here we go. Take it. All right. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did a gorgeous scene. Now, if I don't look at the camera, I just told myself not to look away from the camera. I have to look away from the camera. Here we go. Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did Hi, welcome back to Paint with Josh. Today we did 2 gorgeous 16 by 20 inch canvases featuring blues and purples and crimsons with a far-off rainstorm, a bit of full moon, and a cute, quaint little lighthouse off in the distance. I'm super excited to teach you this one. You're super excited to learn it. That's why you clicked on the link. So, check the description down below. Make sure you get all the colors you need. Make sure you get your canvas nice and wet. Get ready to throw some paint on. Let's do it just like this. Yes! Nailed it! Done! Turn the camera off. It's over.